Presidency describes Obasanjo as morally dirty person. Article sends stern warning to Wike. 4 policemen killed as gunmen attack Hakim's convoy in Imo. The presidency has described former President Olusegun Obasanjo as a squalid person who attacks Nigerians out of frustration. The presidency said this in a statement titled "Morally Squalid Obasanjo Attacks Leaders Out of Frustration" on Monday, January 2nd, 2023. And signed by Gabashi, who is the senior special assistant to Muhammadu Buhari. The president's spokesperson said Obasanjo attacks President Buhari because Buhari beat him to a new record in the nation's development process. He said Buhari is ahead of Obasanjo, whose hallucinations tell him that he is the best ever to lead Nigeria. The president's criticism against Obasanjo came after the former president endorsed Peter Obi, who is the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. In the letter in which he announced his support for Obi, Obasanjo said the last 7 years of Buhari's administration have been strength for many Nigerians. He maintained that Nigerian leaders have done their best, but their best has not turned out to be the best for Nigerians at home and abroad. Justifying the claim that the former president is not morally upright, Gabashi said Obasanjo is infamous for 4 things, among which is alleged jealousy of Buhari and other Nigerian leaders. She further said Obasanjo's administration between 1999 and 2007 represented the dark days of Nigeria's democracy due to a slew of assaults on the constitution. He also alleged that Obasanjo destabilized internal democracy by orchestrating impeachment after impeachment of governors who were not compliant with his highly imperial administration. Comparing Buhari and Obasanjo's administrations, the presidency said that the former head of state got the vote of the people of the Southeast after lying to them that he would build a second Niger bridge. But Buhari, who didn't get their vote, built the bridge because he believed it was the right thing to do. Senator Dino Melaye, who is the spokesperson and Director of Public Affairs of the People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Management Committee, has warned Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State to discontinue his unwarranted insults on Atiku Abubakar, who is the presidential candidate of the party for the 2023 general elections. On Monday, Wike asked Atiku to leave out of the attendant challenges he is facing in the People's Democratic Party. Governor Wike, however, stated that a bad product is always difficult to sell. Otherwise, former President Olusegun Obasanjo would have recommended Atiku to Nigerians, having worked together with him. At his New Year announcement, the former president chose to endorse another presidential candidate, Peter Obi, rather than Atiku. Atiku was Obasanjo's vice president. However, history added that they had a rough public relationship. Governor Wike insisted that if former President Olusegun Obasanjo had refused to recommend Alhaji Atiku, then something must be fundamentally wrong. Some police officers attached to the former governor of Imo State, Ikedi or Hakim, were killed on Monday, January 2nd, 2022 when gunmen attacked the former governor's convoy. It was gathered that the incident happened while the former governor was returning from Orego in Eyimi Mabo area of the state. Eyewitness accounts stated that when the gunmen were unable to get to Hakim, they attacked the back of the vehicle conveying the police and set it on fire. The ex-governor, who was said to be with 2 of his children when the gunmen struck, reportedly called for reinforcements, which was shortly sent to Owerri after the gunmen had escaped. A source said His Excellency was the main target, but his driver was smart enough to beat them because they were driving to block him. Disappointed that their main target has escaped, they blocked his backup vehicle and burnt it. The 4 policemen with him were burnt. Here are the headlines again. Presidency described Obasanjo as a morally dirty person. Article sends stern warning to Wike. 4 policemen killed as gunmen attack Hakim's convoy in Imo. Thank you for listening. I am Oteleki Mufi.